Hey, it's BrickTsar. In this video, we're going to be parting out some Lego sets to put in the BrickLink store. Just kind of another follow-up of a tutorial. I mean, I've done tutorials of adding sets to the BrickLink store. As far as parting out new sets and putting them in into the store, I recommend doing multiple copies of a set, not a single set. When you do a single set by itself, it's the same amount of work as far as putting them in the store, but yeah, you don't get the advantage of the quantity. So when I part these out, I got 12 of these. This is set 41451 Unikitty Cloud Car. I'm going to go through putting it in BrickStock on the software on my computer there. I did say computer. And so anyway, and this one has these little Unikitty figures thingies, the bee guy, the cow guy, or whatever that is. I don't know what it is. I'm going to part those out. I'm not going to put them in as figures. So this was at, Marshall's, $4.50. Part out value is about $18 and something. So that's pretty good. I usually look for things that are 3 times the part out value. But I don't necessarily think that all the parts in here are great for like people wanting them or being in demand. There's an apple, that's good. There's a crate. We'll just look at that in a minute. But anyway, I'm going to part these out. So again, I recommend doing quantity, not one, as I said before, but multiples. At least 5. But 10 or more is usually good, and some people, they go up into the hundreds. But nobody wants this set. It's at Marshall's. I thought I'd get something simple to do for a part out video. So let's do the part out part. Okay, so the thing you got to consider when you're parting out, you got to put the pieces somewhere. I like to try to group them by color if possible. But you got to put them in something. So I've been using these trays. We got these on clearance a while back, and people are always asking, where do you get the trays? So I got 3 different styles of trays. They came from 3 different things. These were actually sold as a standalone item, and they also came in some storage containers that was available from Toys R Us, and I think Lego actually had them too for a little while, but they sold out pretty quick, and then they went on clearance pretty quick, and so we got a lot of these when they went on clearance. But that being said, they're very durable. But I don't recommend these for parting out for one reason. It's very hard to get the pieces out because it's square. It's not easy to scoop pieces out. Bigger pieces is okay, but the little small 1x1s, it's kind of hard to scoop them out. But it's still, I mean, I've used it dozens and dozens and dozens of times, but don't recommend it. And they're not available anymore, so it's a moot point. Another one that's not available anymore, these were in the Creationary game. I wasn't sure if it was Creationary or Champion. I looked at the picture. It looks like it was the Creationary game. These are kind of flimsy, but it's easier to scoop the parts out. This has 19 compartments. This has 3, 5, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 compartments. But it's flimsy, but again, it's easy to scoop them out. This one is a little more rigid. This I got from Lego Education. They were used for like Mindstorms and other things. I wish I had bought more of these. I bought a couple of these at Lego Education. I don't know if they still make them. I saw them using these at the Lego store, though, the other day when I was in there. And again, it's easy to scoop the parts out. But a better solution, and perhaps a cheaper solution, is available. So I was looking at the inventory for the Unikitty set that we're about to part out. It's got 83 lots. So I have 83 of these little containers. These have a lid. They came with a purple lid. I got these at Bargain Hunt. They were like 75 cents for a pack of 6. So this is an option. You may have pieces that are bigger that won't fit. Not likely with this set, though. So these should work for this set. If you got a bigger set, you might need bigger containers. But you can improvise, use your own things. I've reused cardboard boxes to do it. You can use like solo cups or plastic cups that are real cheap. You can cut them to whatever size. You can use bowls, paper if you want to, or plastic. So make your choice. Plastic, I guess, is more durable, lasts a little longer, even though these are real thin. But the great thing about doing it one part in this versus the tray system is that once you got the part in there, all you got to do is when you're putting it up, just go dump it in your container that you have the part. So it saves a lot of time. I have found that having individual cups, and I've seen other people do this, I just never got on board with the game. So I've just been reusing stuff that I had, which is good. You don't want to waste a lot of money on storage, but when I found these at Bargain Hunt, they've been working really great, and it's saved me so much time putting the parts up in the store. So I'm going to record this as a time lapse. This is not the normal way that I do it. I mean, I have parted out on this table, but a lot of times I'll just sit in the floor in the living room while we're watching TV, like we're watching the Hawks game, like the Hawks were beating the Celtics tonight. But when I'm actually recording this during the Celtics-Hawks game. But I'm going to go back up from time to time and watch it. So anyway, you won't know. You probably won't see that in the video. So here we go. Well, should I save these boxes? Nope, not going to save these boxes. Oh, they might be bricks. You broke it. Oh, I'll explain that in just a minute. Just separating things by bag type and instructions here. You may have seen a split second in there. They might be bricks. He was working on this Hot Wheels thing that I've had for a while. He wanted to use it, and he didn't even get to use it because it's broken already. But that'll be another video. Something broke. But anyway, this set is better than I thought as far as parting out. One of the easiest types of sets to part out are like the creator sets, the 3-in-1 sets where there are not numbered bags. This set does not have numbered bags, so there's 3 different bags in there, and so there's 12 bags there, 12 bags there, 12 bags there. So that makes it easy because generally speaking, when it's like that, the only time in a particular part will be is in the particular bag. So like with numbered bags, you may have a brick that's in several different bags, but with it this way, you know that once you're done with that small bag, you shouldn't see that part again, so that makes it easier to part out. I just wanted to mention that while I'm going through it as far as ease. And I will take the boxes, smash them down. Those will get recycled. Some people ask, what do you do with the boxes? Most of these boxes to me aren't worth anything because the set it doesn't have a nostalgic value. But you know, if in 2040, if that Unikitty set is worth a lot, thank me for destroying all these boxes. I do keep the instructions. Those will eventually show up in my store or on eBay or something, but I haven't got to that point yet. I got thousands of instructions that aren't even listed right now. But I just wanted to mention all that as we get ready to part these up. Well, I should say that the Hawks did what they do best, is they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Yes, they let a big lead go, and Celtics won the game. So glad I had something to do. It's just we got the worst team in the NBA, but I still like them. They're my favorite team. But it's nice to get away from things, and this kind of clears your mind sorting parts. Wow, there were a lot of different parts in that one bag. So this is all from one bag, 12 copies of one bag. So a few things. I keep the bags. We use those for packing up things. I got a box, I go put those in. And as you're parting things out, I try to keep things closely grouped by color, like I got the white pieces here. Be mindful of similar looking parts like wedges, left and right oriented wedges. Sometimes there's 1x1 bricks and things that might be similar to others. So if you're picking an order one day and you're missing a piece, there's chances are this is a place that an error could occur. There's several things that can go wrong when you're parting out a set. For instance, mixing up a smaller piece with another piece, or a similar looking piece mixed up with another piece, or dropping one on the floor and it rolling under all your Thomas and Friends stuff and you can't find it. But I did find them all. I did drop several on the floor. And as you're picking, now this one was mostly small parts, but generally I had to pile on the table, start with the bigger parts. It's like get the generals and the captains and the lieutenants first and work your way down to the smaller parts. And then I have the table, it's smooth, and I can just just put the thing under here and I can sweep them into there. These were actually the last pieces that I got, the 1x1 pieces. But that's just the one bag. I still got 2 more bags to do. But since this is not numbered bags, I know I'll never see these. I shouldn't see any of these parts again. So I'm just going to set these to the side. Thing about using these is I can just stack them like that and they don't take up as much space, and I can put them out of the way. Just slide them over there. That's a white piece. Get all these blues back together, these pinks together, dark colors, yellows, and this is actually a bright orange. It doesn't really go with that, but anyway. Now I'm ready to do another bag. I'll do the small ones because these are the harder ones to do. To me, the big parts are always the easiest. So I kind of like to save the big for last. I mean, typically you'd probably start with the bigger parts and work your way down to the smaller ones. I'm talking about the bags that have the bigger parts. But this time when I was sorting this, I started with the smallest pieces. And then the last thing I did was the bag with the bigger pieces. That way I felt like I was getting closer to being done. And boy, this bag went a lot quicker. Okay, so I've parted it all out, all 83 lots. There were exactly 83 lots. One thing, I can't remember I mentioned it before, but always check the bag. Sometimes little 1x1s or clear pieces can get stuck. I actually found a 1x1 that I missed. So it should be 1,642 pieces. So I got to bring those pieces over here and put them in the store. But let me show you the BrickStock. Here's my box of bags that I recycle. So we'll do a quick walkthrough of BrickStock. It's software. It's free. You can also give it support by, buying it, and then you won't have the little pop-ups. But anyway, you go here, File, New. You want to add, so the green plus sign. You want to select Sets. That's what we're going to do. Then you type in the set number 41451, and make sure it pops up in the description field. And once it does, you select it and you add it. And I'm just going to add it. All right, and then I added 3. Let me delete a couple of these. Delete. All right, and then you want to part it out. Go to part out item. Yes. And then I want to look at what's here. There are some extra items. That's with the blue plus. I'm going to add those because usually all of those are there. Sometimes you might want to check because it's possible that there could be a part missing in this. Haven't really come across that, and sometimes you can choose just to leave it out. Counterpart, this part came as 2 parts, so I'm going to delete it, the turntable. Maybe I should start just building the turntables and having those, but delete it. And then I want to part out all of the minifigures that are in here. The Phoebe, so you just part it out, then you copy and paste this. Copy it, and then you paste it over that, and then it's going to overwrite that item. And you want to do this before you change the quantity of your set. Just add this to any existing lots because some of those parts will already be in there. And then you do the other ones. We got the Square Bear and the Unikitty that I need to do. Yeah, copy, paste it over the Square Bear, and that gets rid of him and then adds the individual parts instead. You can do this with regular minifigures too, but I just don't like building these or gathering all the pieces, and sometimes the parts that are in them can be useful for other things, so I just part them out. In this set, the part out value of the set is actually higher if you part out all these minifigures. So that's what we did, but you can leave the minifigures in there if you want. And then once you do that, you've overwritten all of them. You've added all the extra items. You've deleted all the counterparts. You select all and you consolidate. So this will make any duplicates will all now be in one lot instead of a separate lot for the same part. And you just double check, make sure you didn't miss anything. The next thing to do, see I got 83 lots for 141 items. So I want to set it to price guide, and we're just going to set this one to the last 6 months sales average. You can actually do it to the current sales value, which is always going to be higher, or generally going to be higher, and usually too high. You want it to sell. So this $18.30 for one set. I paid $4.50 for one, so it's almost 4 times the value, or it is 4 times the value. So that's a good part out value. Then you multiply by 12, and 1,692 pieces in 83 lots. Export it brick mass. This is the second option. Mass upload to clipboard. Select the new price. This way you keep your prices up to date. Copy and paste that in there. I put the extra items in my stockroom B. That way if I don't have a drawer, they'll show up there. And then you verify it. This will take you to BrickLink, and then you can have your things ready to upload. Wherever you see the word consolidated, that means the item is already in your store. If there's not a word consolidated, that means I don't have a place for it, and it will have to find a drawer. And then you just double check it, and it's ready to go. Eventually, I'll do an instructions thing I'm working on. I'm going to put them in the filing cabinets. But for now, as I part out stuff, it goes in a box, and once the box full, it goes in a closet until I get ready to add these things. So I got everything ready to go into the store. So the first thing I usually do, but actually before I upload this item, I like using this list. I'll find the parts that are already in my store and add them. And if there's not a drawer number, that means that they're actually sitting over here waiting for a drawer to go in. These right here don't have a place, and these right here don't have a place. So I'm going to run into... That's why I don't like to part out too many sets when I have things that aren't in there, because I actually got like 290 lots that I don't have a drawer for right now. I need to get some more stack-ons if I want to do that, or I may start using these trays. I've actually added those trays to my store. Might add a few more, but basically let me find one here that is in the store that will be easy to do. So that one's not in there. Oh, let's look at... Shoot, I should group these by color again. All right, like the yellow antenna, where is it at? With the yellow pieces. Oh, it's right here. So the yellow piece is in drawer 3508, which, oh, this is convenient. It's right behind me. It's good for this example. 3508 is right there. I take this, dump it in there, and boom, I'm done. Just got to do that 82 more times. So the empty ones I set to the side, and then any that I don't have in my store, I'll just take them over here and store them for now, and then later I'll sort them a little better by color, and then as drawers free up, they'll go in the store. So that's basically what I do, just 83 times. Like this thing's not going to be, pretty much know those aren't going to be in the store. Let's find something else that's readily available. I got a lot of items that aren't in the store. Oh, and the other thing you might run into is the item might not fit in the drawer. Let's try this one. 3317. It's around here. So then when that happens, you got to find a bigger drawer or swap it with another part, but this should fit. And again, I'm filming and doing this, but that's what I do. I can set them on the cart and go around here, but yeah, that's only 81 more to go. So I'm going to do that, and then once I get them, all the parts into the store that have a drawer, then I upload it, and we're ready to go. So I usually like to put them all up before I upload, but all I got to do is hit that upload file, and I'll have those extra 1,600 parts. All right, so that's just a tutorial, a brief overview of how I'm doing things here in the BrickLink store. I hope you enjoyed it. And there are people that are probably better at this or have a more efficient way. If you've got one, let me know. I just know this is better than the way I was when I started. BrickStock is great because I don't have to count the actual pieces. So there's no counting. Don't have to weigh them and count them. It's just like boom, goes into the store. Just as long as you're not missing any parts in that set. You can kind of give yourself a buffer of like not including the extra items if you want to, and then that way, in case there's a mistake, you'll be all right. But I've never run into a problem with that. At least I don't think I have. I've more run into a problem when I lose pieces or pieces get mixed in. These crates, for instance, a piece could get stuck in there. I actually was picking an order the other day. Somebody, no, I was putting away pieces, and it was a garbage can, one of the little green garbage cans. There was a minifigure head and one that was already in the drawer. I'm like, oh, and then I had to figure out which drawer that minifigure head went in, and sure enough, it was missing. It had one missing, so I didn't even know it was missing, and I found it. So that happens sometimes. But anyway, that's putting the pieces in the store. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will try to include them in a video. Now, I don't necessarily have time always to answer people's individual questions. I do get a lot of questions through BrickLink and through email. I'll try to include some of the main ones here, and I know I've been asked a lot some of the things that we've covered in this video: the instructions, how you part out sets, the trays, oh, and the stack-ons. They don't make the stack-ons anymore. I should mention that. But anyway, there'll be more BrickLink videos coming up, so be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. I'm BrickTsar.